Hey everyone, and thanks Ivan for having me on this session here this afternoon. And hello from Berlin. My name is Frank Lerch. I'm responsible for business development here at EPIGAP OSA. And today I will talk about SWIR LED, not only chips, but also other lines of products. And of course, SWIR LEDs span from about 1000 nanometers, and our latest addition to our product portfolio is extending that product line into the range of 2300 nanometers. But before I start, let me also give a short overview of our company. We are actually a young company with a very long tradition. Our tradition already dates back to the days of television production in East Berlin in Germany, when in the 1980s some engineers started to work on optoelectronics and LEDs, and started to produce these LEDs. This plan for television tubes was later then sold to Samsung after reunification. And out of this operation, some spin-offs were generated, OSA Electronics and EPIGAP Optronic, which themselves were later sold to, for example, Chicago Miniature Lighting and Jenoptik. And this line of business was then later restarted, for example, 2002. One of our mother companies, OSA Optolite, and 2011, EPIGAP Optronic, which was then again merged into the company that I'm now representing here, EPIGAP OSA Photonics, in the year 2003. So I'm talking about EPIGAP OSA Photonics here located in the southeast of Berlin, in Berlin-Köpenick. Today, of course, we are quality management certified ISO 9001. Just to give you an impression of the size of our company, we are a family-owned business. We have currently about 80 employees. We operate 3 clean rooms, and we are in the process of adding one more clean room. In these current clean rooms, we operate chip process and SMD production and chip on board production. To give you an impression of our applications and markets, we supply our chips and LEDs mainly to the healthcare and life science markets and industrial sensors market, each of them having about 40% of our revenues, and the remaining 20% go into safety and security. With respect to the regions that we are active in, we are truly German/European company, with most of our sales, actually about 60% are generated in Germany and European Union. And the second largest market for us is North America with about 18%. And we have a rather large footprint in Israel with about 15 to 16% of our revenues being generated. And here in the picture, you can see our production facility and our R&D and offices. Let me also give you a short overview of our product portfolio. As I mentioned, we are a supplier of LED chips and packaged LED. We have product families in the UV range, and the visible, and in the infrared. So we sell about 40% of our business is still actually in selling LED chips in the different wavelength ranges. Then we package our own and bought in LED chips in THT packages, so TO cans or 3 or 5 millimeter LEDs. And as I said, we have a SMD production line in-house, so where we also package these chips. Somewhat specialty in our product portfolio are broadband light sources, where we use chips and packages and apply light conversion materials to these LEDs, and these are then packaged into SMDs and THT packages. If you look at the name of our company, EPIGAP OSA, actually EPIGAP meaning epitaxy and gallium phosphide, so that dates back to the 80s and 90s, where photodiodes were produced, and we still sell and manufacture photodiodes in different wavelength ranges. Another specialty in our product portfolio are monolithic display chips. These are usually custom design chips that we then either sell as chips or as LED modules, if you will. And another specialty is point sources in the visible and infrared range, where we also sell chips and packaged solutions. A rather new addition to our product portfolio are VCSELs. We can offer, since this year, VCSELs from 850 nanometers to 940 nanometers, but that's not the center of my talk today. A more traditional product in our product line are actually multi-chip SMD LEDs, where we have the possibility to place multiple chips, multiple wavelengths into standard packages, SMD and also TO cans. And if that's not customized enough, of course, we have the possibility to design special boards and modules for our customers in our chip on board processes and operations. Last but not least, of course, if you are interested in our products, you can find us on several platforms, for example, Farnell or RS and DigiKey, where you can find these products and order them real quick and very responsive. These platforms are indeed. And of course, if you're interested in larger numbers of products, our sales team is happy to answer your calls and answer your questions. In this slide, just a few pictures. We offer these chips on blue tape, of course, and on submounts. So that's the upper row of this slide. I mentioned several packages in the so-called through-hole technology. So, for example, 3mm, 5mm LEDs and TO cans with lenses and flat tops. Here you see an example of a light conversion LED, where you actually can see the chip in the middle and the application of the light conversion material. And on the right-hand side, you see an example of an SMD high-power LED module. In the lower corner, in the left corner, you see examples of mid-power compact SMD LEDs with a single chip, so one wavelength. And in the middle, you see a dual wavelengths compact SMD LED. And we can also produce these with a lens structure on top. In the middle, in the lower row, you see a standard package of a multi-chip device. And of course, only your needs are the limits of what we can develop for you. And last but not least, on the right-hand side in the lower row, you see some examples of our detector devices. We offer silicon carbide, silicon and IGAS detectors to complete our product portfolio here. But today's talk is supposed to be on SWIR and SWIR LEDs. So of course, if you're familiar with light and photonics, SWIR is just a part of the electromagnetic spectrum, spanning from about 1,000 nanometers to 2,300 nanometers. SWIR LEDs are used for illumination purposes in different industries. For example, in the food industry, you use the detection of moisture, for example, in quality control of apples or other fruit produce. Or you use sorting applications where you are interested in detecting foreign objects, for example, on your conveyor belt, where you want to identify stones or other objects that you don't want to have in your food. Other industry applications include silicon wafer inspection. Of course, you're probably familiar with the fact that silicon becomes transparent in the SWIR range, so you can detect defects in the silicon wafer when you, for example, shine light in the relevant wavelength through the wafer and detect, of course, with the camera. Other applications of SWIR and also infrared, of course, include defense applications. The traditional use of SWIR technology or infrared technology is imaging. We have the possibility to actually look through bad weather conditions with SWIR cameras. You can look through smoke and fog. If you are more interested in illumination aspects, there are retrofit infrared cameras on the market that need extra infrared illumination, and other applications of infrared LED, and especially lately SWIR LED, airfield beacons and helmet beacons for friend and foe detection on the battlefield, where you add another channel or another wavelength to increase the security of your soldiers. Now coming to our product line in the SWIR range, we offer, as I said, bare die on the market. We offer different chip sizes that we either produce ourselves or buy in and then resell. Standard sizes of these chips are around, for smaller versions of these chips, 350 to 365 micrometer edge sizes, and the larger chips have a size of about 1 millimeter on the edge. In this table, to just walk you through, I'm not going into all the fields here in the table. I listed our chips with the different wavelengths and, of course, the representing materials, the chip sizes, and the product numbers and some test conditions. And if you're interested in the product, I put in the data sheet, or the link to the data sheet for your reference. As far as I understand, this presentation will be given afterwards to the audience. We also, as I mentioned before, package LED chips in our production line. We have some very compact LED packages, for example, our Series 170 with dimensions of 1.9 by 1.2 by 1.2 millimeters, and another very compact and standard LED size is our 150 series with dimensions of 3.2 by 1.6 by 1.2 millimeters. And again, the table depicts the wavelength and some test conditions, the product number, and of course the output power, since you're probably interested in what light comes out of our LEDs. To complete, almost complete our product guide here in the SWIR range, we offer these LEDs in the SWIR range also in 5 millimeter THT LED formats and in TO46 with lens and without lens. Again, here's just an overview of the products that we offer in the different wavelengths and view angles and under different test conditions. And now coming to actually what is new in our product portfolio in the SWIR range, it's the extension upwards, meaning this year we added SMD high power SWIR LEDs 1900 upwards. So the 1900 nanometers, the 2100 nanometers, and the 2200 nanometers, and the 2300 nanometers are the new additions to our product portfolio with respect to high power SMD LEDs. Our standard package in the high power SMD LEDs has a footprint of 6 millimeters by 4.7 millimeters, and we offer our LEDs in the Series 480 with a globe top with a height of 1.1 millimeter. And we offer these high power SMD LEDs in our 490 series with a lens on top of it. And we either use an epoxy lens for wavelengths lower or at 1650, and above we use a glass lens. And here the height of these SMD LEDs is 4.3 millimeters. And as I said, the newest addition are the extended SWIR LEDs. We can run these LEDs at 1 amp actually, and these LEDs deliver then 4 milliwatts of power. And if you're interested, again, I listed the data sheets in this table, and you are welcome to download the data sheets. And if you have further questions, of course, you can either ask me or our sales team. And to wrap up, I think I gave you a short overview of our company. We are not just selling SWIR LEDs, but LEDs in general, packaged and as chips. And we are happy to design your modules in multi-chip configurations and chip-on-board assemblies. Thanks for your attention, and we are happy to receive your questions either today or later on our contact details. And again, thanks EPIC for organizing this meeting.